Hi, this is John Patrick Hickey, and I do want to welcome you back to our talk on values of success-minded people. And I want to move, we talked about honesty, and I want to move kind of to a companion of honesty, and that is the value of dependability. Dependability means that people can depend on you to do what it is that you say you're going to do. And I know I talked about that in being honest. But one of the things with dependability that I want to stretch that or stress that is a little bit beyond what we talked about with the people being able to depend on you to complete your word, and I want to specifically focus in on being dependable to be on time and to be where you're supposed to be at the time you're supposed to be there. You see, it is a really disrespectful and impolite thing to be late, to be off. I've often said, it's a common saying, it's not original to me, but I've used it often, and I told my children that, and my grandchildren I repeat it to, and that is, if you have an appointment, if you're on time, you're late. That you need to always be ready to go. If you have a job, if you're working, and let's say your start time is 9 o'clock, you should be at your place of work, at your desk or assembly line or counter or wherever it is that you are, ready to go at 9 o'clock, not arriving at 9 o'clock. You need to be ready to work at 9 o'clock. You see, that is being dependable. That is when you need to be able to give all that you can give. You see, you never look at work, and I'm specifically going to focus here on working, because that's where people have a difficult time. One of the things that we've had, and I know I'm going off on a little side thing here, but I think it's important. One of the things that we've had in this country for a while, and currently is a problem, is the whole labor market. And people don't look at jobs or look at work as a thing of dignity, as a thing of importance to them and to society as a whole. That people look at their job like this is something that they were given, that it was something that they were doing somebody a favor for. Well, you're not. If you have a job, you're getting paid to work. And Zig Ziglar always said that if you do just what you're paid for, then you'll never go anywhere. But if you give beyond what you're paid for, eventually you'll be paid for more than what you give. That if you're a person who can be depended upon to be on time, to do the work that you're assigned to do, and to do it with excellence. I don't care what it is. If you're loading shopping bags, to be able to look at it and say, how can I do this with excellence? What can I do to make this better? You see, innovation happens when ordinary people, not geniuses, ordinary people, go and look at something and say, this is the way that things need to be done. This is how I can do an ordinary task better. And I don't care what you're doing. I challenge you. Look at the tasks that you're doing today. And everything that you do, ask yourself, what can I do to make this a little bit better? And then do it. I'm not talking about revolutionizing the entire market. I'm just talking about doing something a little bit better. And then next day you can do something a little bit better. See, this is where true evolution comes when in industry, when people start thinking and applying what they think. You know, there was a young man many years ago who worked in a grocery store back when grocery stores were basically, you went into the store, all the goods were on the wall, and you basically told people what you wanted and they pulled it down for you and gave it to you. And but then there was this young man who had an idea that you give people the ability to walk those aisles themselves, pick their own groceries, give them a cart, pick their own groceries, and then they can bring it and check out in one location and go and do the shopping themselves. And that way they can get what they wanted and probably would even buy more because they have an opportunity to actually look at what's available. Well, the people who he worked for thought this was a lame brain idea and they didn't want to have anything to do with it. But he really thought this was a good idea. So much so that he quit. And he began his own grocery store, which he called Piggly Wiggly. And that was the beginning of the Piggly Wiggly stores. And they were grocery shopping stores. And, you know, it's an amazing thing when people start looking at things and thinking, how can this be better? That is where dependability comes in. Dependability says that you will not only show up when you're supposed to show up and be someone who can do the job that they're assigned to do, but they're constantly doing it better. You can depend on them for excellence. You can depend on them to do the best that they can do. And I know that we can depend on you. For the Growth Center, this is John Patrick Hickey, and I do want to encourage you to pursue your purpose and change your world. Hi, John Patrick Hickey again, and I want to thank you for joining me for this video, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. I do want to suggest that you hit the subscribe button, which is at the bottom of your screen, and that way you won't miss a single episode of any of the videos that are posted. If you'd like more information about my books or any of the blogs or videos that are available to you, then just go to our website, which is www.growthcenter.net. Or if you'd like to reach me by email, you can also do that by going to leadership@growthcenter.net. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.